Hello and welcome to Across Louisiana. My name is Steve Sawyer, your host for the show. Thank you so much for being a part of the show today. We very much appreciate it. As always, we've got a great show lined up for you today with a lot of information. Sylvain. Monica is with the Posse New Orleans, and she's got some information on scholarships that they give out in the program in general. Gloria Tabor. Gloria is a volunteer, has been volunteering with the American Cancer Society for 19 years, and she's going to talk about an upcoming program that they have that you can be a part of. Templet. Ricky is Jefferson Parish Councilman, but you know, in my opinion, Ricky is the founder of the Gretna Heritage Festival because the Gretna Heritage Festival celebrates 20 years, and Ricky was there from day one as Cox, and we're very happy to be the presenting sponsor for the Heritage Festival. Our good friend Todd Murphy, who is the president of the Jefferson Chamber, is going to be with us. He's going to be talking about an upcoming golf tournament that you can be a part of. And then finally, Bonura. Chris is the president, and he is responsible for the 35th annual Tulane Business Forum, and we're going to be sharing information about how you can register and get involved in that forum. It's always a wonderful opportunity to learn a lot about business here in New Orleans. Steve Sawyer again, thank you so much for being with us. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Across Louisiana. Again, Steve Sawyer, your host. Thank you so much for being a part of the show today. One of the things that we love doing with this show is promoting wonderful organizations throughout the metro New Orleans area. And one of our most favorite organizations is Posse of New Orleans. And we're very happy to have Sylvain. Monica is the director of Posse New Orleans. And you guys you do such a wonderful job. And I'm just so happy that you chose us to promote you and your organization. Thanks for being here.
Great, thank you. I'm glad to be back, Steve.
That'd be $1,000. No, I'm just kidding. Monica, talk about the success that you're having, because you are really having just a lot of success out there. And again, I'm serious. We are very happy to promote that.
Right, absolutely. So some of the successes that we've had this year, Steve, are like, first off is that we have 60 Posse scholars that we've selected who've all won nearly $9 million in full tuition merit-based leadership scholarships from our two partner schools, Tulane University and Bard College. And I'm excited to announce that we have a third partner school this year, Grinnell College in Grinnell, Iowa. And so,
fabulous.
Yeah, it's incredible, right? And then also, we have joining our advisory board, President Emeritus Scott Cowan of Tulane University. So he's now chairing the advisory board. We're really excited to have him on board and looking forward to the momentum going forward into 2015.
And how old is the organization now? You are?
Yeah, so Posse is a national organization. We've been around 25 years. This is our 25th year. Posse New Orleans has been open exactly 3 years. I opened the site 3 years ago.
Mm-hmm. That's great. Yeah. Hey, talk a little bit about we'll get into a fundraiser you got. Talk about the mission of your organization and kind of what your goals are.
Right, absolutely. So Posse exists to be able to give an opportunity to outstanding high school students who are leaders to go to top-tier colleges and universities throughout the United States. Each one of them receives a 4-year full tuition scholarship from the partner school, and the uniqueness of the program lies in the fact that we send them as a team together off to school, a team of 10, so they have a built-in support network.
That's
so
awesome.
They can back each other up for 4 years.
That's just awesome. I love the aspect of the team, because
Yeah.
so many times when you go to school, I know when I went to college, I didn't really know anybody, and going there with a team already has just got so much of a comfortable feeling of that. So anyway, before we run out of time, I could talk all day with you, but before we run out of time, let's talk about the fundraiser you have coming up, because I believe it's the only fundraiser you have for the year.
Yes, so it's the signature fundraiser. It's called the Power of 10. It'll be held this year at the Martine Chasson Gallery from 6 to 8 p.m. It'll be a cocktail reception. And this year, we're excited to announce that we are honoring the Entergy Corporation, where the chairman and CEO, Leo Denault, will be present to accept the award. And we've entered into a career partnership with Entergy. So this summer, they've had 3 Posse scholars working for them.
That is fantastic. Monica, the website is and we'll put this on the screen, www.possefoundation.org. all the information on Posse can be found as far as how you could qualify to be a member of Posse and the scholarships and so forth?
Yes, all of the nomination criteria is there, as well as information about the Power of 10 fundraiser.
Okay. Monica, congratulations on your success. Well done. You're just a jewel to have in the community. Again, we love promoting organizations like you and what you guys do. Please continue to come back and keep us focused on all the success that you're having. That's Monica Sylvain. She is the director of Posse New Orleans. We're going to take a break. Stay with us. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Across Louisiana. Thank you so much for being a part of the show today. Very happy to have Gloria Tabor on the show today. Gloria is a volunteer with the American Cancer Society. And Gloria, we were talking before the segment, you've actually been a volunteer for over 19 years. That's a lot of volunteer work.
Yes, it is.
You're very passionate about American Cancer Society, I can tell.
Yes, I am. And I've volunteered in a lot of different capacities with the American Cancer Society. But my passion is the American Cancer Society Patrick F. Taylor Hope Lodge, which provides free lodging for cancer patients who have to come in for, if they have to live at least 50 miles away and come into the New Orleans area for treatment. And it's free housing for them. There's a full kitchen set up in there for them.
Oh, it's like an apartment?
It's like a nice hotel.
Wow.
It's like a nice hotel. But the kitchen, the kitchen is kind of a common area. There are 4 stoves, refrigerators, everything they need there, and a big, large dining area. Everybody's responsible for their own meals, but a lot of groups come in and volunteer and cook meals for the guests and their caregivers, and they also provide a little entertainment sometimes. So it's home away from home, and a lot of times it's very comforting. A lot of the cancer patients and their caregivers, they bond and they become family there, as well as the volunteers that come in. We're family to a lot of them too.
That's incredible. How many rooms are there?
There are 34 rooms.
Wow.
And each has their own bathroom. They each have their own cable TV. Lovely, lovely rooms.
Now, I hate to ask it this way, but I mean, is there an indefinite time period that you can stay there, or is it just while you're undergoing treatment? And I understand, 50 miles away because you don't want to be driving back and forth.
Right.
So there's no set standard of how long.
No, as long as the patient needs their treatment here. The protocol is set up by the doctor and usually a social worker, and they arrange with Hope Lodge to see if housing is available, or room, whatever you want to call it, is available, and they can stay as long as necessary, as needed.
Absolutely incredible. Are you at full capacity
Always,
right now? Always full
always.
capacity? Well, your website is www.cancer.org, and we'll put that on the screen. I mean, all the information about American Cancer Society as well as Hope Lodge can be found on the website?
Yes, and also the 1-800 number, there's always a person to answer you on the other line. It's not an automated call. Right. No, there's always a warm person, and a lot of times they will put you in touch with medical personnel who can answer questions for you. And I can give you that number as well.
You will put that on the screen too. What is that number?
That is 1-800-ACS-2345.
ACS-2345. And let's talk real quick about Road to Recovery.
Oh, Road to Recovery. Now that is another volunteer program, and it's you have to fit a certain criteria as far as a need for this program. And that's usually people who don't have any transportation available. Maybe they don't have money for cab service, or they're too sick to take themselves to treatment. Maybe the bus line is not available for them, just whatever the reason is.
Yeah.
And volunteers volunteer with their own vehicle. They have to go through a little background check. They have to be fully insured. At least 18 years old. I think it's 18 to 85. A volunteer can drive, and
wow.
and it provides a very necessary need.
And what a way to give back by doing something like that. And giving back, I know you guys must be needing volunteers for a lot of things. How can you go about volunteering?
Oh gosh, just show up. Just show up. You can show up at the New Orleans office as far as going to Hope Lodge or going to the American Cancer Society office, and it's right at the corner of La Barre and River Road. Very, very visible there. American Cancer Society needs volunteers in all capacities.
Well, you guys, I mean, you have such a big outreach that there's so many ways that people can volunteer, and they're telling me that I've got to wrap it up. But again, the website is www.cancer.org. All information on Hope Lodge, Road to Recovery, volunteerism, phone numbers to call. Ms. Gloria, thank you so much for being a part of the show. 19 years volunteer. Thank you for what you've put into American Cancer Society, because it's people like you that make things like that work. Stay with us. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Across Louisiana. One of the, gosh, I just take a lot of pride in talking to people around the Metro New Orleans area about the things that they're doing to help this community. And one of the things I really take a lot of pride in is the things that Cox, that we get behind. And I don't think we could get behind a better organization than the Gretna Heritage Festival. And we're so proud to have Ricky Templet with us today. Ricky is Jefferson Parish Councilman, but he's been much more than that. He's been involved in state government. He's been involved in Gretna city government. And I know he wouldn't like me saying this, but I still think you're the founder of the Gretna Heritage Festival, because 20 years ago, you and I spoke, and it's funny because we were talking before this segment started. You were talking about way back then, you were actually loading equipment on the stage and you thought you were in the big time.
Well, Steve, thanks for having us. You know, and look, back then, 20 years ago, we still have our hair, but it had a little more color to it. Okay.
Did you ever think it would get to where it is today?
No, never did. You know, we were excited back in the day. You know, the first event was just one day, maybe 6 hours at the most, with a couple of bands donating their time. You know, the early years, myself and the other volunteers and co-chairman Tony Buckley, we would load the speakers and equipment right off the back of the pickup trucks, you know, onto the flatbed trailer, and thought we were big time.
Wow, and now, I mean, you know, I know you're not going to want me to do this, but it's comparable to me to Jazz Fest, the way you do everything, the buses and the routes, and I got to tell you, the food and the multiple stages that you have, and I mean, you guys, you've really done it right, and I think you've made Gretna very proud.
Well, thank you. You know, this is one of the events that we do all over the state. Good food, good friends, and good times.
Absolutely.
And we didn't design this as far as create it, but we're making it better, and it's within a safe community.
20-year anniversary this year. I mean, I know Cox is the sponsor of this thing. I haven't even heard who the bands are yet, because you won't tell me. So right. I'm hoping today you'll let me know who the bands are.
Well, we have a few good bands. We released a press release just recently. You know, look up on the website, and you get to see a lineup of all the bands. But, you know, we got like the Guess Who, Bad Company, CeeLo Green, Leonard Skinner, and it goes on and on. I mean, it really is a great show for all walks of life.
And I love the fact that you've got CeeLo Green this year. That's a new addition.
That's a new addition, yes.
Well, the website, Ricky, is www.gretnafest.com. The dates of the event are
3rd, 4th, and 5th
of October.
Of October.
Okay, and this is kind of part one of part three. We're going to have more people on to talk about the more individual aspects of Gretna Fest and some of the individual acts and things like that. But again, I know Gretna has to be so proud of the progress of the festival, and I think this year we were talking about you've got the ferry situation under control.
Well, you know, you mentioned a little while ago, you know, bus services. We have bus services from parking at Oakwood and the bus location on Expressway, but also the ferry will be running this year. It's got a private operator, but it will be operating coming from the East Bank of Canal Street directly into the Gretna Fest.
Yeah, and I got to tell you, I go every year, and it's just, I don't have any special parking. It's easy to park and take the buses. I mean, again, I just can't compliment you guys enough on how easy you make it to get into the festival and everything. You just
Thank you very much. We work hard. We try to make it, look, it's a true family event, and we try to create and make that experience more enjoyable.
It starts on all-day Friday or Friday evening?
It starts at 4 o'clock on Friday and runs all the way till Sunday night. It ends at 8.
Yeah, and the weather is always wonderful. You cannot beat October weather for festivals around here.
Well, you know, last year we were under a threat of a hurricane, and we still had good weather.
He still had good weather.
Still had good weather.
Well, Ricky, congratulations on. I know you're very proud. You're very humble for what you've meant to this organization. And 20 years for 20-year anniversary, I don't think, again, from a Cox standpoint, we've been there with you from day one. I don't think we could be behind a better organization. So again, as more time goes by, we're going to be talking more and more about Gretna Fest, getting into more specifics. Thank you for taking time to come by here today. Ricky Templet, Jefferson Parish Councilman, who was right there day one when the Gretna Heritage Festival got started. And again, Cox is the sponsor, and we're so very proud to be a part of that. www.gretnafest.com for all the information. And again, we're going to be talking more about that in future weeks to come. Stay with us. We'll be right back. And welcome back to Across Louisiana. Just one of the guests that we always have on the show that we're just so grateful to have. And gentleman does just a wonderful job with the Jefferson Chamber of Commerce. Todd Murphy is the president. Todd, thanks so much.
Thank you
for taking time to be on the Todd Murphy Show.
Very
I really appreciate it. Let me be a part of it. And I got to tell you, the chamber, I mean, you guys, you are everywhere. And your staff, my hat's off, because as a business partner who's a part of the chamber, I honestly, in my 24 years here, I've never been more proud to be a part of an organization like the Jefferson Chamber. We just came off another exciting road race at NOLA Sports. Good God Almighty, that is, I got to tell you, if anybody didn't have the opportunity to take advantage of that, what a wonderful, wonderful team, company building just to get out and see NOLA Sports and to drive those cars are incredible.
It was great, and I appreciate the compliments. You know, those are some of the fun things we do, the team building exercises, and you know, it's a way to get all the companies out there working together, pulling together, and having a lot of fun at 60 miles an hour.
A lot of fun. But you know what, I think that's the thing that I think makes the Jefferson Chamber so unique is that members do things. I mean, you have your after-hours stuff. I mean, again, it seems like you guys are doing something every month. Your staff is phenomenal. Real quick,
very active.
You've got your golf classic coming up, and I believe it's your 15th annual.
Correct.
You're going to be doing
so
TPC.
This year we're at the TPC on September the 18th. We've got just about, I think, 7 foursomes left.
Wow.
So people are responding very well to it. And this year we've added another little twist. You can sponsor a hole and come out to that hole and meet and greet, either with a fun game or just a meet and greet all the golfers as they come through. And
so you, as a business, you can sponsor the hole and do that?
Correct.
Wow, what a great idea.
So we've got a lot of people that are responding to that. So very active fall for us between the golf tournament and of course our Washington D.C. fly-in, which is a 2.5-day trip.
Well,
just prior
and you
to
know
that.
what? We're not going to leave the golf tournament, but talk about that real quick too, because you are more than community events. I mean, you're legislative. You take an active role in legislation, and I don't think a lot of people know that.
Well, we believe that to be relevant, we have to be the voice of business, and we have to be at the table, whether it's on parish issues, state issues, or federal issues. And so we take that very seriously. We have 37 business people going to D.C. Just to look at national issues and meet with our congressional delegation and members of the U.S. Chamber to talk about national and global issues.
And of course, all members of the chamber benefit from what you're doing.
Absolutely.
Todd, the website is jeffersonchamber.org. All
That's
information on the chamber, becoming a member. The golf tournament again is going to be
September 18th.
September
at the
18th. TPC. You said you've got maybe 7 foursomes left.
Correct.
I love the idea of sponsoring a hole. You take ownership of that hole as a business. Do whatever you want to do, a fun game or whatever. Talk about your company and stuff like that.
It's a great opportunity.
All right. Well, I know I look forward to being a part of it. You can't go wrong at TPC anyway.
Not at all.
But Todd,
Not at all.
I know you
Thank
got to run and you're getting ready to head to Washington and everything. But again, congratulations on just all the outstanding. All at NOLA Sports that night. You just had companies, people coming together, and I mean, it really is, Jefferson Parish is like a family anyway.
Absolutely.
And when you come to events like that, it's like everybody knows everybody, everybody's having fun, and it's companies. I know one of the guys I was with was doing business, and he was getting business as he was just talking to people, and that's what it's all about.
That's what it's all about, exactly.
Todd,
Thank
thanks
you very
again.
much.
So listen, come back as much, I always say that. Thank you for letting me be part of your show. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
All right.
and welcome back to Across Louisiana. Our final guest today is someone that just represents a wonderful organization. 35 years we've been having the Tulane Annual Business Forum. Chris Bonura, you're the president of the Tulane Association of Business Alumni. I almost got that last word out. I was going to say that, and I wanted to make sure. 35 years you've been doing this forum, and it is absolutely, I've been to the last two, and it is absolutely incredible. Congratulations. Have you been involved in all 35?
No, I have not. I would have had to start pretty young for that. But it is a great forum. We really bill it as the best general interest business seminar in the Gulf South. You know, and it's what you would expect from Tulane and the Freeman School
Absolutely.
of Business.
Absolutely.
That it brings together the best of business leaders that are local, national, and even international, to talk to an audience of who are business savvy people themselves.
Yeah. Well, and we just had Todd Murphy on the show with the Chamber, and I mean, this event, I don't want to say this incorrectly, but this event would be like something that all chambers and this organization get together and promote and sponsor, because you've got business leaders from all walks of life who are at this event. It's well attended. The speakers are absolutely incredible. You have a great lunch with a lunch speaker. I believe is it Thursday, September the 18th?
Thursday, September 18th, Hilton Riverside. I feel as though we have a really good lineup this year, and it's really, you know, setting the bar even higher than we normally do. Juan Kim, the CEO of Smoothie King.
Oh my gosh, I've heard him speak a couple of times. Incredible man.
Yeah. And of course, his story is that he was a South Korean franchisee of Smoothie King who bought the entire company and has really elevated it with the naming rights of the arena
and headquarters right here in Metairie.
Absolutely. We have Iftikhar Ahmad, the aviation director for Louis Armstrong Airport. Of course, lots of things going on there with the construction of the new airport.
Absolutely.
So again, a great local speaker, but of international renown. We have Laura Cox Kaplan. She is a managing director of PricewaterhouseCoopers and really an expert in dealing with Washington.
Yeah.
So lots of great lessons for the business community.
And Chris, the website is www.tulanebusinessforum.com. All the information regarding speakers and price for the event, and
you can register from that site. Everything that you need to know is on that site.
And I got to tell you, again, the last 2 years that I've been, it looks like a full house. I'm not going to say it sells out, but it's got to come close.
Yeah. You know, that's really one of the biggest rooms in New Orleans at the Hilton Riverside, and we've looked at doing it in other places. In some cases, we've been forced to do it because of availability.
Yeah.
And there's really no other place in New Orleans aside from the convention center where you could hold it.
Yeah.
So we feel very fortunate that it's grown to the extent that it does. And the forum really is an outreach effort for the Tulane Association of Business Alumni, but it also helps fund the other things that we do to support the Freeman School and its students. So we really welcome everybody to be a part of it. We know that they won't be disappointed. They'll come away with better education about business and a lot of inspiration about what they can do in their own
and
life.
I can tell you firsthand experience, it's been, the two that I've been to have just been absolutely phenomenal. Before we wrap it up, again, that website is www.tulanebusinessforum.com. Information on all the September 18th event that you can take part in, registration and so forth. And I would urge you to do it now. Bring your company peers and so forth. They're telling me we got to go. You've been watching Across Louisiana. Thank you so much for being part of the show. We'll see you next time.